Anyone who is a creative has always been in a position where we tend to call the creative rut at some point in time, and that has happened to me a couple of times, and there are different ways in which I have actually gotten out of this creative rut. And one of them is one reason which sounds very, very stupid to some people, but I'm just out here to just be very honest with you guys that me getting a new equipment sometimes tends to take me out of my creative rut. Like, yeah, I know, right? That's some kind of expensive kind of creative rut. So that brings me to this main gist for today. I actually purchased a new camera. And guys, the new camera in question is the Fujifilm XT5. I'm out here to literally just tell you the reason why I decided to get this camera, decided to purchase this camera, and tell you what my experiences has been actually using this camera. I'm not the YouTube guy who would actually start giving you specs about the camera. There's a whole lot of like YouTube video that would explain the specs and the nitty-gritty of the camera itself. I never purchased this camera to use the camera for more like professional reason, because yeah, I'm a photographer and a filmmaker. That was not the main idea behind purchasing this camera. The main reason why I decided to purchase this camera, as it might sound dumb enough, is because I just love the way the camera looks. Yeah, I know, right? So I have a thing for like vintage stuff, but ever since I first off purchased the XT3 just to try it out, and I saw the way the camera looked, it pulled me into the whole ecosystem of that Fujifilm system. Like, oh, why would a camera look this good? Because when I saw the camera, like the XT3 at this point in time, I was like, okay, this camera is actually giving me the urge to want to leave my house and go shoot something. And since I discovered that the Fujifilm XT5 was gonna have literally the same body, or it actually has almost same body with the XT3, and I was actually so in love with the will I call it flip out screen, or the screen doesn't like flip out in a way that you need to see yourself, in which your orientation will be off if you're trying to shoot some pictures and all of that. So I literally fell in love with this camera, and when this camera actually got to me, guys, I decided to go with the gray version of the camera. Ever since I've had this camera, I have loved photography back. Like, I have loved photography again, guys, because yo, I can't get my eyes off this camera. Every other camera I own literally stays in my camera bag or in the camera box, but ever since I purchased this camera, it's been staying on my decks. When I need to step outside, it's the first thing I pick. And guys, I absolutely love the design of this camera, and it actually gives me the urge to want to leave my house and actually shoot. And what else are you going to like request for from a device that would actually trigger you to want to use and do photography? So I absolutely love that part. And ever since I owned the camera, the colors coming out of the Fujifilm camera from the photography, the videography is different. I need to be honest with you guys, it is definitely different. Like, owning the Fujifilm X-H2S made me bench my Sony A7 IV at home. Like, I literally forget that I even own that camera in the first place. The only time I pick up my Sony is when I need to film a video, probably like a event video or something like that. But guys, the colors coming out of the Fujifilm system is amazing, especially with the picture profiles they tend to have, which is a film simulation, not picture profiles this time. It's beautiful. I am always stuck around the classic chrome. You literally don't even need to edit these images many a times, in which you could just send the images from the camera straight down into your phone, and boom, voila, you're done. I love the colors coming out of this camera. It actually motivated me to do more and use the camera better. Another reason why I purchased the Fujifilm X-T5 is because of the size. Guys, this thing literally weighs almost nothing. It gives a feeling of you are not actually using a professional camera when it is actually a professional. One of the reasons why I love the design of the camera and how small and compact it actually is because when I tend to shoot at some certain places holding like the big bulky camera like the Sony A7 IV and all of them professional looking cameras, as soon as I bring out the camera to want to shoot, I might end up having probably like a security personnel or someone just comes saying, oh, yo, you can't take photography here, you can't take pictures here, or probably they're like, oh, okay, that's a photographer, and people start getting really cautious and all of that about, oh yeah, there's a photographer in this space. But ever since I purchased the XT5, I tend to go to like some functions or be in a space whereby I'm holding the camera and it looks like, oh, this, you know, this person is actually using more like a point and shoot camera, like it's nothing, everybody just be in their elements, more like I feel like a tourist in a space, because it doesn't look like it's a professional camera, but what it actually does is very much professional, guys. So to end this video, guys, I'm not saying you should go out to purchase a Fujifilm XT5, but the main reason why I made this video was just to share my experience with you guys. The reason why I purchased this camera, I thought I was just buying this camera just to use more like my street walk around type of camera, or should I call it the everyday carry camera. But to be honest with you guys, ever since I bought this camera, I've been taking it down to my studio to shoot professional client work photography. Like, guys, can you imagine? Like, you can see the images I got out of this camera. Even if I know some YouTubers actually regard the camera as not so professional, but in this age and day, literally any camera can be regarded as a professional camera if you know how to use the camera correctly. So if you guys love this video, kindly subscribe, and also don't forget to hit the post notification icon, which is the bell icon, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next video. Bye.